Hi guys, I am really excited to share with you this updated 3D model of your project in Palo Alto. I think this is a very exciting revision. A lot of this is probably going to feel very familiar, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about what's the same from the previous model. I'm instead going to focus my time and your time talking about the changes I've made. So we're standing across the street and one of the most impactful changes I hope you're sensing is that the second floor bedroom design has changed pretty drastically. I'm not doing that beveled cornice design anymore. Instead, I'm doing a much slimmer cornice that extends out much farther and holds up a wood screen design that extends around both corners of the upper floor and also extends down on the ground floor to create a private front patio for the home office space, as well as a screened view of the front entry door. And then I thought, just to take it even farther, I incorporated that slatted screen design into the vehicular gate right here. The design pops up once more here at the master suite balcony, but we'll talk more about that when we come to it. I think this new design is pretty stellar. I think it's pretty fantastic how this wood screen element is both very active and very attractive. It's going to create some really impressive shadows for these interior spaces, both the bedroom, and again, this is a very rough mock-up of the interior, so don't trust this too much. But to see the shadows coming through here is going to be really, really amazing. And this cornice comes out about 3 feet, I think. So it takes advantage of Palo Alto's allowed front yard encroachments for your roof overhangs and for your eaves and your cornices. So we're coming out into the front setback beyond the face of this wall element, which is at the front setback. If planning pushes back and says that this screen element needs to be at the setback, well, we can then massage the design and have this screen slat maybe only, 24 inches off the wall. And then we can scoot the design back a little bit, eating into a little bit of the rear yard just to satisfy planning. But I'd like to submit this as is and say it's such a very light screen element that, I'd like to count it as part of the cornice design, because without it, I think the design certainly feels, it's okay, it's okay, but it's lacking. I mean, it doesn't feel as cohesive and tied together, and quite as frankly, it doesn't feel as awesome without this element. Another thing that has changed is that the front yard is now much deeper front to back, or as I'm indicating here, side to side. But it's much deeper now, coming all the way up to the front property line. With what I'm showing now is a much simpler wooden fence. This is a placeholder for now, but a little low 3-foot fence I think would be nice. It probably would stand out in the neighborhood. I think most of the neighbors have just open yards without anything enclosing it, so perhaps a low hedge might be more appropriate, but I certainly like this enclosed wood wall. And I'm showing this wood here in straight line and bringing it out further so that the house and all this wood that we have shown in the front yard and at the screen elements, and even hinting here back at the master suite, that all of that really warms up the front elevation and the first experience that people have when they see this property. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that. But for now, let's continue the tour of the property. So another thing I really like about this screen slat element, I think I already mentioned it, is that it creates a very private front patio, a step out patio for the at-home office. So if we come in here, and I guess actually before we talk about that, the first thing we'll see when we come in through the gate here, the side gate, is I made a slight change to the front entry feature, the bench here. I extended the wood up the wall and onto the ceiling as well, just to try and draw the eye and create a little more visual interest and play here at the front door, drawing the eye here more so than over here at the home office. But when you come in to this covered patio space, I think this is really quite special. So we've got these two steel columns that support this end of the steel beam that goes all the way out over here till this column here that supports both the gate and the beam, and then these screened elements here, both for the a little bit for the front door, but really special for the home office. You know, whoop, sorry. So when you're in the home office here, maybe I've got a little too much furniture. I probably do. Let's get rid of these chairs. Whatever. We've got the sliding glass panel here and here now, so it's really easy to just duck out to this little covered space here. And on a warm winter's morning, sip your morning coffee out here while you're getting your brain fog taken care of before you start the day. I think this is a really nice home office space. Not completely cut off from the more expansive front yard, but definitely private, especially from the street. Still, I mean, people could see through it. I mean, especially at night, we'll still need to rely on some curtains if we want total privacy for what's on the computer screen. But same with the bedroom, of course. Okay, so let's go down the vehicular driveway. Not much has changed here. I remember you guys really liked the vehicular courtyard. So other than the floor heights changing, we're doing 10.6 for the ground floor and 9.6 for the upper floor master suite. Still staying with 9 foot for the hallway and the upper bedrooms here. But this should look the same except for the master suite has changed a bit. The windows are different, or the window treatment is different, as well as the master suite balcony has a similar screen detail here. So I think planning's really going to appreciate that we incorporate this screen here, as it does provide privacy to the neighbor's structure right here. So it prevents anyone from leaning over and impacting the neighbor's yard. Now, of course, we still have a view into the neighbor's property, but at least it's not the neighbor's rear windows. And we're going to get some really interesting shadows through this southern exposure. This is going to be fantastic for this balcony space. So I'm continuing that C-shape motif that I had in the front, that expanded slim cornice detail that we had at the front holding the wood screen. And the balcony detailing is a lot simpler than that previous bevel design that I was showing you before. Not much has changed here. Oh, minor detail. I added the garage door that I forgot last time. I had shown one of these doors in plan, but I forgot to model it. So I think that helps spruce up this side elevation a little bit. I hope you agree. But other than that, not too much changed. Again, other than the height of the ground floor going from 10 foot up to 10.6. So I'm trying to back up into the outdoor kitchen space. I still really love this design. I think it's really fantastic. I love seeing the wood ceiling here. This is an addition, so the master bedroom and the balcony here would have a wood ceiling treatment. I think that's really nice. It's a pretty fancy upgrade. We could just go with plaster and stucco on the inside, but I think it's a nice thing to see, and it carries that wood that was on this southern elevation around to really make the 9 foot 6 inch tall master suite special, or more special. I need to adjust the trim a little bit here. That's a minor fix. I'm still really happy with these below grade patios. Nothing changed here. At least at this below grade patio. You'll see a change to the light wall coming up below the dining area. Another change here is we got rid of the windows at the breakfast nook. I think this is fun. I won't die on the hill to have those windows added. I do think I was leaving plenty of wall area for art, but certainly excluding any windows here does make for a more enclosed and more private breakfast nook from the neighbor's balcony right here at this back corner. So continuing down the side yard, we're seeing the high windows above the kitchen counters, and we're seeing the stainless steel duct wrap for the hood ventilation right there above the range. And now we're coming to the dining wing, and we're seeing the full width bridge. So now the bridge is much wider. It's for the full width of the sliding glass door. It's much nicer. The light well is also full depth now, which allows for taller windows and a set of sliding glass doors, or pair of sliding glass doors here at the gym space. So this gym space could, function just fine as a gym with a little sliding glass door to get out and breathe and do a little yoga or cooling off. But this also could now be a secondary office. We've got these two downstairs en suites that are, it could be used by some, high-tech guests who need a little office space too. And this could certainly be that. These windows are above desk height, and we've got plenty of solid walls here. It could be mirrors, of course, for the gym, but we could put more weight racks here now that we have raised the sill here. But this is nice too for, this is nice too for the laundry room. We can do a low cabinet here, but get plenty of light into this downstairs laundry, basement laundry. No significant changes to the basement, other than just to say, if we're going to go with a dropped header for the above ground spaces, we should probably just be consistent. So I've dropped the header here for these windows as well. I'm okay with it. Of course, if I had my say, we would absolutely put the windows as high up to the ceiling plane as possible, but it's ultimately your call. I would just say that at the very least, we should be consistent floor to floor. So here we're seeing that drop. And again, I think this basement space is really great. So I'm really glad we lowered this last remaining side yard light well. It benefits the stair tower and elevator tower too. Especially if we go with the clear tube elevator. So now we can bring these windows here. I'm opting to keep them a little bit above grade because there is still the heat pump sitting out here in the light well. So I don't want to bring these all the way down to the floor, of course. I think it's low enough. And we're going to bring in light, through this elevator tower, as well as both above and below the stairs. So there would be a bit of steel plate cutting across the window here, most likely, to support the stringer, although perhaps it'd be possible just to do some sort of cleating where the stair landing is bolted to a post here and a post here, or the king stud here for this window. But either way, it should be pretty minimal obstruction of this window, which is really, again, what I want that window to do is bring light into this area underneath the open stair so that this thing just feels flooded, absolutely flooded with light. That's my goal. Let's go in the elevator. Going up the floor here. Okay. Yeah, I think we're at the ground floor. Okay. Coming out the elevator. Uh, Still love this dining room. We'll come back out to the side yard, and here we are looking down at that light well. So the gym space, the laundry room, the rest of the gym space, and here's some windows into the wine room. Perhaps we don't want these windows in the wine room. I could see making a case for eliminating these windows, so let me know what you think there. Looking back and seeing all these windows for the stairs and all the windows for that expressive elevator tube. I can clean up the trim work here. I mean, we shouldn't see this kind of wall finish there. So let's talk about the materials being used for this side elevation. It's a mix of wood siding here for the master suite and for the office, dark wood siding for the upstairs bedrooms and the downstairs kitchen and breakfast nook, and the rest would all be stucco, except for these small areas of some additional stained grade wood siding at the elevator tower and some more of that dark wood siding here at the hallway wall. I still think this is a very exciting elevation. Too bad no one's really ever going to see it like this because there are buildings in the way. Still, very exciting elevation. Lots going on. And a lot of stuff that's taking full advantage of Palo Alto's rules. Well, that's a good thing. All right, so let's jet on forward here towards the front of the property, and we're seeing now the office suite. So here's a window. This could be frosted into the office bathroom. We have this should be, well, should this downstairs wall be more of this stained grade wood siding, or could it transition to a less expensive material? We could discuss that. But for now, we'll go full height with the material here. And we're seeing one of the downstairs suites with the office above. And we just passed the office kitchenette window. And we're coming up again to the corner of the office with a sliding glass window, sliding glass door, I should say, and this really special front private, semi-private patio for the home office. Excuse me. And we could jet around here to the front. Take a look at the front again from maybe take a seat down here. What I'm showing is a fire pit here. This could be a big feature boulder that has water spouting out of it and flowing down it. That might be something really beautiful to sit and gather around. But I'll be honest, when I want to sit and gather, it's always around a fire. So maybe that big behemoth water feature wants to be, somewhere over here, screening the driveway noise, or maybe on this side, screening the neighbor noise on this side and providing a little more soft noise for the home office. But I hope you feel that with these changes that I made to this design, that you'll feel like there's a lot more uh, going on for the front elevation and that first impact that people will have when they come to visit the property. I look forward to hearing your feedback. Thank you so much.